what's the Lovable product? Can you tell us what that sort of area is, and what sort of area are your current customers in?
Like I mentioned, so the product is what we describe. It does everything we're saying. It's basically it's a group teleportation tool that runs in a browser. So you create these projects, which can be 360-degree cameras, scenes, photo scenes, any place that Google Street View's been. So you can put any address in the world if you want to. For example, why don't we have this on a beach in the Maldives instead? It can just be there instead. So we've API'd into Google, so you could have a meeting if you just want for fun, meet anywhere. So it has that. Also, just regular phone panoramas, you can throw that in and it'll wrap around you, and you could meet inside of those if you don't have a 360 camera with you. And then maps and floor plans and things like that. So it's got all that for projects. Single click, create meeting link, creates a unique link. People click that and loads the whole system. So it loads the whole 360 environment, all the avatars, full video conferencing experience. So webcams, screen share, mics, cameras, like a whole video conferencing engine on top of that as well, which we learned was actually very important, because we've been saying, oh, well, let's just teleport people into a place. And the feeling of just having avatars was missing the bandwidth of facial expression, of hands.
Yes.
Like it was important for us to have the webcam as well. So you have the webcams on the side and the avatars inside the scene. So that's our minimal level product right now. So easily create projects to meet anywhere, single click, load the entire thing up to someone. Someone can have a SuperViz meeting with you without ever hearing of it. There's no software to download. They'll just receive a link, like a Zoom link, like a Google Meet link. They'll just click it, it'll open up, and it'll load it all up, and they'll be inside. If they're not to use video conferencing, they'll be inside.
And what sort of industry is it currently your customers?
So the biggest one is real estate sales. Okay. So the idea of agents and customers doing tours of properties together as guided tours. And then the next we have construction management. So again, the location being the subject. Yep. Your big property developers.
Yep.
Where they have a headquarters in one city, but a lot of construction is going all around the place. So how do you get the structural engineer to go on site quickly to solve something without catching a plane? How do you do a presentation for the stakeholders to do a tour of the site remotely without having to go there? So that again is being really well received. And then on the education side, we have a couple of customers using it for employee onboarding. During COVID, for example, lots of people have been hired that have never seen the office. Yep. They don't know they've never been there. So this idea that they can walk through the office, show them around, give them a tour of the factory, give them like this onboarding experience of being somewhere with the team. We have customers using for that. Factory tours, as I mentioned. And we also have cultural centers using it. These exhibitions that have these art exhibitions, or even when it's just a virtual video art only. We built these 360-degree environments that shows all the video art where the customers and the public can go take these tours together. But the big thing is that they can take them in groups. So the curator of the museum can do group tours and take people through, point at stuff, give them the full experience of being there with the curator. Student groups, teacher groups can go together inside. Which is really important. That's the whole experience of being there with the guide, being there with the people, talking to your friends. If you visit a museum alone, it's one thing. You visit with a group of friends, it's a very different experience. There's the conversation that happens. So these are more of the fringe ones. And then we have people that are just using it for fun. I mean, it's something that we're not really focused on because like B2C for us, it's too early for B2C because you got to sell like millions and millions of users, and it's still kind of an early concept. But there are a lot of people out there that are just using it as because of Zoom fatigue. It's like this. You're kind of tired of just looking at these little windows of people in webcams, and so let's meet on a beach. Let's meet on the surface of Mars. Let's meet somewhere else. And we brought the Rover 360 into SuperViz, and you can just have a meeting there instead. And so it's just a different feeling of a meeting. Yeah.
Okay.